With the recent announcement of Halo 3 coming to backwards compatibility, a lot of people have been asking, what does this mean for that other title where you can currently play Halo 3 on the Xbox One? And personally, my opinion is this: regardless of where you stand in Halo's sandbox or movement mechanics or new versus old, it's time for us all to come together and agree the MCC needs to die. So what's up everybody, how's it going? Legundo here, and goodbye to those of you who this will be your last video watching on the channel. Some of you probably didn't even make it to this video, saw the thumbnail and the subject line and said, well, he's a 343 apologist, time to unsubscribe. And if that was you and did apply to you, well, you're already gone. But for those of you who are staying and want to see where I stand, let them know that this might not have been what they were expecting. Because this isn't an argument about new versus old and classic versus enhanced mobility Halo. We've had that 1,000 times. I'm not going to open that can of worms up again. But let me give you the too long didn't read of my opinion of those two things. I like both. I enjoy both. They are very different from each other. They are both Halo, and they both stand on their own merits. That whole argument between one or the other of people trying to say this is objectively better, this is objectively better, it's a fool's errand. It's completely impossible. You cannot successfully debate the merits of fun because fun is determined by the person experiencing it. And I'm so sick of seeing self-righteous crusades on one side or the other where they label everyone against them an enemy or an idiot and just lecture and berate and talk down to those who do not agree. That shit needs to end, but this isn't that video. We'll have that debate at a later time, probably with fewer people watching. No, today I'm talking about how we need to let the MCC die, because no matter where you stand on Halo, classic or new or old, whether you've only been playing the game for a couple months or you've been playing since Halo 1, I think we can all universally agree that the Master Chief Collection was not our brightest moment. Some would say it was our darkest day and a black eye on the reputation of Halo. But people's approach as far as what needs to be done about it has basically become personally harass people who are only tangentially related to the project. That shit needs to end. Because if we want to maintain any sort of viable dialogue between the community and 343 or content creators and 343, we need to stop making it personal, first of all. But even beyond that, we need to stop focusing on what's in our past and start looking forward towards the future. Halo 6 has already been officially, unofficially confirmed as being in development. 343 Industries has said they are heads down on the next title, which is why there was no major Halo FPS announcement this year, because they don't even think it's ready to show yet, which means it's in its very early stages of development. And this is a crucial time, because this is the point in a game where they determine what the sandbox will play like, what abilities they will be, and what features will be available to the players enjoying the game. We also know that all future Halo titles will have a beta, as confirmed by Bonnie Ross during a keynote at the DICE Awards. So this means a time will come before the game releases where we will be able to see what that game plays like. Now, a beta is not always indicative of the final project. Just look at the Halo 5 beta compared to the Halo 5 final launch. There's a huge difference between these two games, but it did introduce certain mechanics and did prepare the Halo community for what Halo 5 was generally going to be like, an enhanced mobility shooter, which seems more fast-paced while technically being a little bit more slow-paced with a very fast time to kill. Again, we're not going to get into the debate here over what set of mechanics is objectively the best for Halo. That is one that cannot be won and will not be solved by this video, which you could then throw onto the pile of videos already about that topic. No, this one's a simple message. No matter what you want for Halo, what you want Halo to be, it's time to look at what you want the series to be moving forward instead of dwelling on the past. If you want the classic style of Halo gameplay to return, Campaign for the classic style to be present in Halo 6. Stop asking for Halo 3 Anniversary, and stop demanding a patch and a fix for MCC on literally every blog post and almost every tweet from every single employee of 343 Industries. The janitor there is not going to be able to magically push a fix MCC button and make it work because you've tweeted at him too many times. The game is old, the game is still in a broken state, and at this point I doubt it's anywhere on the radar. But instead of invoking the pitchfork mob of the community, 343 dances around the subject. Rightfully so, in my opinion, because if they went so far as to say, nope, it's gone, it's dead, we're not going to support it anymore, there'd be death threats against people who had no place in making that decision. We all care about Halo, and where you stand on certain topics is up to you. I'm not here to try and tell you to value one thing over another. I know this video, with the way I'm saying it, is actually telling people to go and campaign for diametrically opposite things in Halo 6. Some people love enhanced mobility. Some people love the classic style. Some people love a game and a story and a campaign that's focused on extended universe materials. And some want a simple story that just says, there's the Covenant, there's the bad guys, we're saving Earth, let's go kill them. No matter what you want, no matter what you want to see Halo become, focus on what's next, because that's where the work is right now. That's where 343's focus is. If you want something to happen in the next Halo title, go to the cleanest, most concise, most respectful version of your message and put that out there and try to get the attention for it. But don't just make it a constant badgering about fixing a game 4 years old that there really is no way to get people playing again. Even if the MCC was somehow magically patched tomorrow, where all of it was fixed and it worked perfectly, you'd get people who wouldn't believe it. You'd get people who would write it off simply for the name, much like some people wrote off this video simply for its name. The reputation is there, the history is there, the community reaction around it, the memories around the launch of the MCC and the months following, they're never going away, which means people will always have a negative emotional response to the MCC. It's just never going to get better, even if it does get better. The way the gaming world is nowadays is changed from back in Halo 3. And while you'll get people who make sort of structured arguments about how the concept of the gaming world has changed by using the Xbox top trending list to somehow justify that it hasn't, yes, people play more games today than they did in the past, and they don't always play on Xbox, which is a feature that most people forget. Gamers have grown up. The people who were playing Halo 3 in high school and in college have graduated now. Hell, they're about to have children now. That is the place where the person and the people who are playing Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3 on Xbox Live in their parents' basement almost a decade ago, that's where they stand now. They're about to be parents themselves. That's how much the world has changed for the average Halo gamer. And people just don't seem to respect that anymore because they love those moments and they love the memories, and they think everything exists in a vacuum and a bubble, and that really doesn't. The world we live in today is so vastly different than the world we lived in 2007. Asking to go back is a fool's errand. Asking for somehow some slight or what you perceive to be an insult or a personal affront of a game to be fixed just isn't going to happen. If you want Halo to be the best it's going to be, fix forward, look towards the future, and move on. And I know a lot of people will watch this video and go, nope, that's not going to happen. It needs to be fixed. It's owed to me. This is something I deserve. And you're more than welcome to feel that way. But understand that your constant Twitter attacks or the constant ranting or the threads on Reddit, it's just not going to work. It's not going to fix anything, and it's not going to push anyone to fix anything or correct this wrong or fix this so-called injustice. It's not going to happen. And it's not a popular opinion to have. It's one that I can even understand how 343 doesn't want to say it publicly. But the MCC has been on life support for far too long, and it's time to pull the plug. Let this black eye fade. Let the community heal, and let's move on to what we see on the horizon. The next Halo title, the next big thing, and Halo's chance to recover from some of its missteps over the years. I've said this before, Halo 5 has parts of it that are amazing. The custom games and forged tools, the ability with the customs browser, the ability to play on PC, these are all huge steps in the right direction. And while not all of them were perfect, and not all of them happened at the exactly in the order and at the time we wanted them to, if Halo 5 is the groundwork for Halo 6, movement mechanics aside, if the amount of content we have in Halo 5 is present in Halo 6 on day one, that's going to be one hell of a contender and one hell of a game. And there will be some people who will write it off because it doesn't do X or Y, or it's missing this one feature that's the cornerstone to that person's enjoyment of Halo. And that's going to happen. Halo 6 will not satisfy everybody. It's impossible to. The amount of subcultures that are inside the Halo community, not everyone will be pleased with what comes out of 343 for the next Halo title. The question there is not if it will happen, but when. But the more important question, and the one I want you to ask yourself, is what are you going to do about it? Are you going to focus on what comes next for Halo, or once Halo 6 comes around, is everybody going to be talking about Halo 5 is the good one, and why don't they just go back to that? Anyway, that's just my thoughts, and I don't know what to say to end this video off. I don't have that one concise sentence that sums it all up, so just try to look forward. Let me know what you think about everything I said. If you made it this far, let me know what you think down in the comments. I really love to hear your opinion on this. Try to be civil down there, because I know this one is a topic a lot of people are very passionate about. It's bound to get heated, but be better than that. Anyway, that's it. Like it if you like it. Dislike it if you think I'm completely out of my mind. Subscribe for some more Halo and everything else here on the channel, and I'll talk to you next time.